This is Project Team 3 MIS 7671 M51. We are here to present our project University Automated Payment System. We are team of 8 and I am Preetham Manchana and I am the project manager and the leading the project, and my role is planning everything from execution to delivery, directing the team to achieve a common goal, managing the resources and deployment deliverables, monitoring the progress of the project and conducting regular meetings and making the report. And my teammates are Hanuma and Saumya. Both are testers. They done various tasks like writing the test scenarios, creating bug reports, preparation of the testing documentation. Ranadir, he is a front-end developer and he done information architecture design, troubleshooting and debugging. Rohit is a back-end developer and he ensures the website performs perfectly, focusing on databases and services. Servers. Sandeep, he is a business analyst and interpret business requirements and create solutions based on the requirement identified. Nikita is a UI designer and she implement the new designs and optimize the existing user interface designing. Whereas Charita, she is a quality analyst and she compile and analyze the statistical data and ensure the user expectations and met during the test process.
Hi, myself Sandeep Kumar. About the execution summary, e-Chalana is an electronic mode of payment mainly designed for students to pay their fee. It is an upgrade to the existing Chalana system where we overcome wastage of time and workspace. It enables students to pay their fees from anywhere.
Nikita Tumala. So when it comes to the purpose of our project, by using this automated payment system, we can make the financial transactions very easily, and it helps us in keeping the records of payments very securely. This will reduce the payment costs that are associated and helps us in achieving low cost payment methods and services which are essential for economic growth, monetary stability, and expanded access to the financial system. Automated payment system helps in keeping the financial confidential information secure, because the information we have at the university is very sensitive data and there are chances of it getting leaked. But with this system in place, such issues will not arise. And one of our main objective and purpose of using this automated payment system is this is used for electronic fund transfer, direct debit, virtual cards, and wire transfers, where businesses can speed up their payment, processing of their payments, and it also keep track of all the payments that are made.
The scope of our project includes the development of systems that will help the college save on cost, reduce paper waste, and improve efficiency. It will enable the instant payment of academic fees and computerized records. It can be accessible from anywhere in the world and easy to use this type of software. It allows the automatic calculations of college income and expenditure that it makes easy to calculate the return on investment.
Coming to this project goal. In project goal we can keep track of employee data is one of the thing we can easily do with the payroll system, and also we can make any changes to the payroll system in order to meet the needs of our company. It is easy to do as well, and we can also use this payroll system for other purposes, just generating paychecks. For example, we can track employee data and attendance and including like tax forms for them, and this will help us to keep track of their work hours and track tax contributions. Like each employee payroll is managed by the payroll manager, and he will have all the required details of each employee in order to perform their duties, including information about all the deductions from the salaries, like payment, and also like have payment dates and other relevant information about each employee. And the manager is responsible for accurately recording all the transaction related to the payroll process, and you would have all the access to the records necessary for performing their duties, including their and also containing sensitive information such as credit card numbers and social security number.
In the stakeholders, there are three parties are involved in each credit card or debit card transaction. The one is the user, which are like card holders. The second one is the acquiring bank, the bank account of the merchant, and the third is the user's bank account, that is the issuing bank.
Coming to the product features and requirements, to execute online tuition and fee payments, the system must let user enter the payment information for their enrolled students. The system must handle each fee payment transaction in order to correctly credit the relevant student fee account with the right amount. There must be a system generated receipt included with every transaction as proof of payment. The system will provide a pupil with a listing of transaction amount. The system will send a notice to the student informing them of the status of the current transaction. Information on student payments will be generated automatically by the program.
So, coming to benefits of an organization, for an e-challan system, each staff member has their own login ID and password so that we can keep the administration records easily and confidential. So, with this system, students can easily pay their academic fees within stimulated time from wherever they are. Also, this is an automated. It is automatically updates students' payment status and also administration status.
ROI refers to return on investment that is expected from a particular system or project. In case of each element, the college can expect to see a positive return on investment within few years of implementing the system. The system is expected to help save on cost, reduce paper waste, and efficiency. Coming to the total development cost, it costs around like $1,150,000, which includes development, installment cost, and business development process. Here in the estimated benefits per year, we're gonna save like $250,000 per year, and estimated ROI is 4.6 years to 5 years.
Coming to deliverables and timeline, and these deliverables and timeline plays an important role to complete the project. By using these deliverables and timeline, we can know the project is on track or ahead of schedule or behind the schedule. And according to the project start date and the end date, I have divided it into 4 milestones. And in the milestone one, there is a project initiation, and in project initiation is begin at September 12th and it ends on September 18th. And in the project initiation, we have project team assignment, Zoom meetings, title and summary, project topic approval, project charter and scope statement, and we prepared a status report one. And coming to milestone 2, there is a project planning, and it begins at October 3 and ends on October 7. In those, we have conducted Zoom meetings and prepared work breakdown structure and responsibility assignment matrix, and we prepared a project schedule, and we made a project budget and prepared a status report too, and it begins at October 7th and October 7th. And coming to milestone 3, there is a execution and control. It begins on October 31 and ends on November 6th. In those, we have conducted Zoom meetings, change management plan, risk issue management plan, analysis and design, coding, testing, and deploying to production, communication plan, and we prepared a status report 3. And in the milestone 4, it is the last process to complete our project, which is a closing, and it begins on November 7th and ends on November 22. And in those, we have done a Zoom meeting presentation 1 and final report, which is on November 20. We begin on November 20 and will be ended by November 22. By using these deliverables and timeline, and we made our project on status, and we completed the project.
So when it comes to project schedule, we had 5 phases, which are research phase, development phase, system testing phase, implementation phase, and maintenance phase. Where in research phase we determined requirements and screened potential vendors, which lasted for 2 weeks. And in development phase, we started developing the system and also conducted some unit tests, and this lasted for 6 weeks. In system testing phase, we conducted system tests and also performed some user acceptance testing, and this lasted for 2 weeks. The implementation phase involved the operations team deploying the system and also conducted training for users. This phase lasted for 2 weeks. In maintenance phase, we provided support for users and also involved the development team fixing bugs, and this phase lasted for 4 weeks.
So in the change management plan, we have project managers, research team, development team, testing team, and operations team, training team, maintenance team. So the project manager will operate full time to oversee the completion of the system development. The research team will be dedicated 2 days per week for the first month to conducting the need analysis and also prepare the final vendor report. So the development team will work full time for 6 weeks to develop the system. So the testing team dedicated 2 days per week for the first month to conduct unit tests. For the second month, the testing team will work full time to conduct systems tests. So the user acceptance testing team will be dedicated 2 days per week for the second month to conduct user acceptance tests. So the operation teams will be dedicated 2 days per week for the fourth month to deploying the system. So the training team will be dedicated 2 days per week for the fourth month to conduct training. So the last maintenance team will work 1 day per week for the first 4 weeks to provide support. For the fifth week, the maintenance team will work full time to fix bugs. The risk assessment and management plan. So there are several risks associated with the development of the e-challan system. These risks include the potential for the project to be delayed due to the research team not being able to identify the requirements of the system. So the risk management plan for this project entails the five steps. So there are risk identification, risk analysis, risk mitigation, risk monitoring, and the risk communication. So the first step in the risk management plan is to identify risk that can be identified through a variety of methods such as interviews, brainstorming sessions, or reviews of project documents. So the second step would be the identified, which is to analyze those risks. So the mitigation step, which is the third step, to develop mitigation strategies. With this means developing plans to reduce the probability of a risk occurring or to reduce the potential impact of a risk. So the monitoring step, which is the fourth step of the risk management plan, is to monitor risk. This entails periodically assessing the status of risk and determining if any new risk have arisen. So the last step in the risk management plan is communication, is to communicate the risk. This means sharing information about risk with stakeholders and keeping them updated on the status of risk.
So coming to RACI chart, we use RACI chart to identify the key roles and responsibilities of users against major tasks within the project. And this is a visualization that we have which explains us about who is responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed for various duties and tasks over the project duration. To construct this RACI chart, we first took all the team members in the project, like project manager, sponsor, product manager, tester, developer, etc., and considered all the different milestones and phases in this project and created this RACI chart.
Regarding the slide analysis and design, you can check the sign up and login pages here. If they have not already done so, students should set up an account with a username and password. After signing up, the student can log in each time he makes a payment.
Coming to the quality assurance plan, there are several types of risks that can occur during the development of a software system. So this quality assurance plan will include the following steps. Step 1, requirement gathering. The first step in the quality assurance plan is to gather requirements from stakeholders. This will ensure that the system being developed meets the needs of the user. Second step, system design is to design the system. This will ensure that the system is professionally designed and that all the necessary functionality is included. The third step, code review. Once the system has been designed, the next step is to review the code. This will ensure that the code is of high quality and that there are no errors. The fourth step, unit testing. The next step in the quality assurance plan is to unit test the system. This will ensure that each individual component of the system works correctly. The integration testing, which is the fifth step in the quality assurance plan, is to integrate the test to the system. This will ensure that all the components of the system work together correctly. The last step is to user acceptance testing. This is to user acceptance test the system. This will ensure that the system meets the needs of the user and that they are able to use it successfully.
Coming to the process flow diagram, the process flow for the e-challan system is as follows. Data is entered into the system by user. In this stage, the user enters data into the system to be processed. This involves the student logging into the system and enter their name, ID number and the course that they are taking. The data is stored in a database. In this stage, the data that was entered by the user is stored in a database. This is done to keep track of the data and to ensure that the data is not lost and the data is permanently stored in the database. The data is processed by the system. In this stage, the system processes the data that was entered by the user. This includes the system checking to see if the course is offered by the university and if the student has cleared school fees and university fees and which is registered for the course. The results that are outputted to the user in this stage, the results of the processing the are outputted to the user. This includes the system displaying a message to the user indicating that whether they are registered for the course. The user that they can view the results in this stage, the user can view the results of the process. This includes the system displaying a message to the user indicating success in payment of fees.
Communication and training plan for this project will entail the use of various communication channels such as email, face-to-face meetings, and teleconferences. The communication plan will also include a schedule for when the communication will take place. The training plan for this project will entail the use of various methods such as Java, Eclipse, Tomcat, and also it includes a schedule for when the training has to take place.
Testing will be take like 3 months, and like student will be asked to select an e-challan payment option. Student have an option of using online banking to make payment, or downloading the e-challan on phones and allowing them to make the payment without any further action by the student. Finally, it involves testing if it automatically sorts out student who have paid the school fees. The data will include like payment information, date, address information, and whether or not student is registered at the school. And like we will be running these scenarios 5 times, and we will take the feedbacks from each side of the conversation, and we will run each scenarios until the desired results are obtained.
About the support plan, our support plan is a complete documentation with what services will be provided, when they will be provided, who provide them, how they meet your needs. Flow of events will be documented in use cases. Students will be trained on each Alana. We provide talk to communication for any queries. About strategy of project. Strategy of a project is to define project's efficiency, the timely and trustworthy communication are project status and advancement, bringing up problems, challenges and delays, keep track of budget, developing solid foundation on problem solving ideas, ensuring all stakeholders participating.
Coming to the conclusion, what we have learned from this is to finish the task on schedule and within the budget allotted. Project milestones are established. Through discussions and team meetings, the team members were able to interact with one another. The fact that this project involves payment related components raises the possibility of data breach. As a result, there's a chance that someone may steal your bank information or make an unwanted payment. Leaks of account information and fraudulent payments. To handle the risk, nevertheless, the project manager is adept. Thank you.